Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. Glad to hear this Monday morning. What a way to start the week with a show like this. We're tickled to bring it to you, and we appreciate all the feedback and the viewership we get, and we appreciate you supporting our sponsors. Let's take a look at our weather. Look at 83 high, 73 low. Water temperature is still around 79. We've got some cool weather coming in, and I know we're looking forward to that. Every Monday, we don't do the river readings. We substitute the Monday moon phases and let you know what's going on with the moon, because all outdoorsmen, honestly and truly, you keep up with the moon. I don't care whether you hunt or fish or whatever you're doing outdoors. That moon phase has always had an effect on us. That's why we always bring it to you once a week. Our full moon is coming up Wednesday night, so it's really waxing out. So we've got another day or two of regular, then full moon Wednesday night. Today's going to be a good day to go fishing. We've got some, like I say, that front's coming through and all pretty soon, and we're going to, and this week should be a good week of fishing with the water clearing up a little bit. I was looking at it, off my dock and all that. It's still, we used the term last week, chocolate colored. I really like the word tea colored better in my area, because it's coming up. We're getting a lot of fresh water coming down, which is stained, so it turns the base sort of a tea colored, and that's how it's looking. Chocolate color when it's really churned up like it was the first part of last week. Look at our tide chart by the way, our moon phase brought to you by Mountain Dew. Get out and do. Our tide chart brought to you by Kent Forest Lawn. Today is the 28th. We're looking at a high tide this morning at 7:30. It's coming in right now, and a low tide at 5:22 tonight. A decent tide. So sort of next couple of days not going to be real strong tides, but decent tide today. All right, let's take our with water temperature. Like I said, was 79 off the pier. The wind, the marine forecast wind direction is coming out of south, right around 9. So a pretty good day outdoors. Let's take a break, and we'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. Let's talk about dogs, man. We need some help from the Panhandle Outdoor viewers. Our good buddy Scott Lindsay, loyal viewer, and Scott started this kind of job way back with the Red Holland days. He was Red's right-hand man. He did a lot, and Scott was loved by a lot of folks when he was on the TV show and all, and he gives me advice on a regular basis. We talk all the time, but he saw the little video we had of that last week of that blue heeler that Wynn and Walter have up, when I had them chasing armadillo in the backyard. Or not chasing, just seeing what's going on. So we've been talking about it. He's been looking for a blue heeler for quite some time, and he found some over in Pensacola, but they want like $4,000 for those blue heelers. So what he called me and asked me if I would ask our viewers, if anybody out there knows where he can get a blue heeler, please let him know. He would love to get one. He's been wanting one a while. Then when I showed that video last week of Wynn and Walter, he was excited again. So let's help our buddy out and help him get a good dog there. And Jeff and I were just talking about dogs before we came back on the air. Jeff's had a Yorkie and a German Shepherd. We're talking about how smart they are, and my dog, and he's talking about how smart the German Shepherd was, my dog history goes back to when I was a kid. My dad had a lot of deer dogs, a Walker, Blue Tick. We name them, he had them, and I always was amazed as a kid how smart those dogs were to do things. And then I went through the Labrador stage for my probably 30-something years, different labs and all, and you saw some of them when I started the show. And I love Labradors. I just, those retrievers, and I used them and all. They were smart dogs, and then we had and this first time we haven't had a dog in about 2 years now. But first time really in my grown life we haven't had a dog. We've had other kind of dogs, but I love dogs, and let's help Scott out get that blue heeler. I keep thinking I'm gonna get another one. I'm just not quite sure yet what we're gonna do. And sometimes we're traveling like 3 or 4 or 5 days at a time. So you all know how that goes. But I love our dogs. So anyway, let's move on. I want to talk about that. One of the things how we appreciate our viewers. I get a lot of feedback, especially the YouTube viewers who we appreciate all of y'all, but the YouTube viewers are just spread out, and they just like to keep contact with what's going on here, and we have a good following. Well, I got this email. I'm going to read it to you. You don't have to, I'll just show it to you. It's from Memphis, Tennessee. It's interesting because it's something I brought up last week. Remember when I was talking about when we went fishing and catching all those redfish over there around the airport, and then this guy pulled up next to us, and I mentioned that. He said I said he had an Alabama boat. Anyway, this is from Robert Keeler. This is good feedback and good information here. I want to share this with you. Robert lives in Memphis, Tennessee. I watch your show on YouTube nearly every day. I live in Memphis, Tennessee. I'm a friend of Captain Roy Ray and Captain Michael Cowart. You may remember me, my boys were on your program a few years ago, Captain Roy. I remember that. Thanks for bringing up fishing courtesy on your show this morning. I agree with you. Those anglers should not have been fishing on top of you like that. It is not only out-of-towners that do that. I had a Florida guide near West Bay Point cut in front of me under full power while I was stealthily approaching flats. I know this is a common behavior in the Keys by some charter captains where they just cut you off. This past summer, July 27th, while loading the boat on the trailer after an excellent morning of fishing, a crab boat deliberately waked me while loading my boat on the trailer at John Gore Park. That's over there at the Callaway Men's Club. The crabbers were hanging around near the boat ramp and ran their boat at high speed just behind me as I was driving my boat on a trailer. I'm sure, here it is right here. I had to do it on 2 pages. I'm sure they were planning to mess with my 12-year-old son who had been operating the boat and decided not to drive the boat on a trailer. We've seen those guys in the boat in Callaway over the years many times. I will be on the lookout for them in the future. I'm 57 years old and have been operating a fishing boat since I was 6 years old. I was taught to be courteous to all, especially on the water. I had a cousin drown because a boater waked the sailboat he was on and caused it to capsize. He was trapped under the capsized boat. When things go wrong on the water, it can go bad very quickly. And sincerely, Rob. And I wanted to read that to you because I'd like to get input from other folks and all and that fish the area too, instead of just giving you my opinion on everything, what's going on, and letting you know. But when I read something like that, I think about the accident that his cousin had, and it was all because of careless people and not caring people and ugly people. And you think, almost all of our outdoorsmen are such good people on doing things like this about being courteous and all. But there's some ugly ones out there too, and we try to avoid them if you can, and try not to, just try to avoid them. But waking, you understand why that is, just going around really fast and getting the waves up. And I've had some kayaking friends that have been out fishing out of North Bay and West Bay, especially. They'll sort of get, they go full speed. The power boats go full speed, And that's just not good. So I just want to bring that up and show you that it does happen some, but not very much, and it can happen local and out-of-towners both do it. Okay, let's take our break. We'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. Got a little video coming up. I got a call from Alex Murphy the other day out at Haney Technical Center, and I have this special spot in my heart for Haney Technical Center. I guess because Gail worked there about 30 years, but I know what kind of programs they run and how they help people. And in turn, I know this is an outdoor show, but in turn, we like to help people too. And they're opening some things up in October, and with the pandemic, they've got different schedules and all. And I just thought this would be a benefit to some of our viewers out there. I can promise you, some of our viewers out there will look at this. It may, if only helps a couple of people, it's worth it to me to put some airtime on it. So I went out there, and my first visit to Haney since the pandemic, and got to walk through there, and the programs are really strong, and all our technical centers do such a good job. We used to call them vocational education, but education changes. You got to change names. You got to stay up with the time. So it's called the technical career technical skills now, and which they are. So this is one I went to. The first place I went, and I actually going to have some more later on this week. First place I went to was the auto collision, and it's really because we've had they're looking for helpers. I mean, these auto shops and everything are need some helpers and all, and need some workers. And it's it's not a long program. Anyway, got this video coming up, so let's watch this video. We'll be right back after the video. All right, folks, this morning we out here at Haney Technical Center, and this is a familiar face on Panhandle Outdoors, Alex Murphy. Good morning.
Good to see you today.
Well, listen, we want to come out here and see what's going on. A lot of things have changed, and the pandemic has affected a lot, but y'all have made such a great adjustment. Sort of tell us what's going on here at Haney, and we're here in obviously the auto body shop.
That's right. We're in the Auto Collision Technology program. I think you can kind of see in here the students are starting to buzz around in the lab this morning, and this is a great training program for students that want to learn how to work in the auto collision field. We have all kinds of state-of-the-art training devices. It's a program that is a little over 14 months to complete. We offer financial aid, and we have scholarships for students that qualify. You don't have to have any experience. We teach you everything in this program, and I think we're going to have one of our instructors is going to talk to you in a little more detail. But even just for example, I was sharing with you earlier that this is a car that they use to basically just be familiar with the different systems and airbags and electrical things. So, you know, when you're going and working on a vehicle and you're taking panels off or you're doing repairs, that obviously is its own set of skills. But making sure when you remove a panel and you don't puncture airbag line or something like that, that could be a catastrophic repair, especially on a smaller plane. Those are things that those students need to be familiar with. So it's not just learning to paint and fix a dent. It's far more complex.
Okay, I'm going to stop it here because this is impressive, folks. How many administrators you know that's going to come in an auto body shop and talk about the airbags, the welding spots on there that won't affect it? I'm impressed, Alex, that you know this.
Hey, I know just a little bit that I can talk the language, but I can't even pretend to know the things that they will learn in this class. But what I do know is this is a critical field right now. We had 14 shops in our area before Hurricane Michael. Now we only have 9. And so there's a real challenge with the workforce. They are having a hard time finding good, skilled people. And, you know, we know that this is a great career path for a lot of people, and we want to get the word out. We have openings, and so we don't normally always have them in the middle of the fall. So a lot of times students have to wait until January. So for this program, and I have 2 other programs I'm going to talk to you about later that we have some openings.
And it opens up when?
They can register right now. The next class will resume October 14th. So until we reach our capacity limits, which, as you know, we're very mindful of the COVID challenges. So we have some new policies in place. We're limiting class sizes, and we have hybrid learning, so students come on alternate days. We have a face mask policy, mandatory temperature checks. So, but they can call at 850-767-5500 and talk to a counselor and see what the opportunities are. We'll walk them through it, and many of the processes can be done online.
And you had mentioned too about part-time coming. That schedule is really cool. Tell us about the schedule.
So we had to eliminate our part-time status for students, but what is really a neat byproduct from adjusting our schedule for COVID issues, we now have where we split the classes so that half the class will come maybe like Monday, Tuesday, half a day Wednesday, and do their classroom lab hours. And then they will flex and do the off-site learning remotely. And so really it is like a part-time schedule as far as your physical attendance having to be here. And that has really been a benefit for a lot of students because so many of our students work. Yep. So now they have full days on their off days if they're disciplined and can do their remote learning in the evenings or in the weekends or the days that they're here when they're finished.
What a great schedule.
Yeah, so it gives a lot of options for people that maybe we didn't have. So
that's cool. Now, as a lot of folks that are viewers know, because you've been on before, I had both your boys in my outdoor wear class, and they loved it. I'm just going to do a follow-up on them now. Are they getting a degree in fishing, or are they just all tied up with school?
No, they're actually done with school. They're adulting.
That's hard to believe.
No, they're adulting.
Adulting.
We've got one that's in Daytona, and we have one that's in Orlando, so we're super proud of them, and they're trying to figure things out. They both have been thrown the remote learning curve as well, but it's working, and we don't have any updates with the
cool.
What the future holds for them as far as where they're going to be, but that's where they are right now.
Well, I know they've got a great foundation. They're going to be fine doing some things. Okay. All right. That sounds good, Alex. Thank you so much. You did a great job, and again, I'm impressed with your knowledge of this model here.
Well, it's a great program, so thank you, Coach, and we appreciate everything you do too.
Now, Auto Body Shop has been here for a long time. It's in the same location. That's Highway 77 out there. So I always ride by. I always think about this place because I've had a lot of experience with different programs here. And you can see they do as much as they can outdoors. Okay, Alex, let's introduce the instructor. Tell us.
This is the expert. This is Jeffrey McGee, and he's going to tell you more about what the students learn in this program and talk about some of the different processes that we teach in this program. So I'm going to do the handoff to him.
Okay.
Hello. Right now we're back here in the refinishing section of the program, and this is where students learn to prepare parts for painting, and these are some of the training panels we have. We do actual cars as well, but for the most part, when you first start, you're going to be doing lots and lots of these practice panels. Okay, this is our paint booth. So you got some panels in here already ready to go. Some of the students will be spraying this morning.
Let me ask you this, how long does it take something to dry? I've always wondered that, roughly.
Well, it depends on which product we're using, but what we use the most is base coat, clear coat. Usually within maybe 30 minutes or so, it's dry enough to handle. But it's usually about 12 hours before you can really do anything with it. But this booth here happens to be heated, so we can crank it up to 160 degrees and actually have it dry in 10 or 15 minutes if we want to do that. But
okay, so I know welding's a big deal.
Yeah.
So what do you have?
Okay. This is the welding section. All the vehicles today are unibody mostly, for the most part. They're welded together. This is kind of the older way. We're phasing out from this and going into the newer type of welders that the factories recommend. This is a spot welder, and this is a silicon bronze welder. So this is the latest and newest stuff that you can learn on here.
Cool. Okay, I've been around the Haney area for a long time, and I've always been impressed at the different levels and different people that come to these programs. They're not just like a high school student. So tell us about the kind of students you get.
Yeah, we have a big range of students. Everything from high school students, usually only about one of those at a time, but we have people all different ages, all different backgrounds. We have a lot of military people that are retired that come here.
I'm back in front of the classroom, can you believe it? But it's not outdoor education. They have a classroom work, and really, this is a cool classroom. They have this computer program where this estimates, the kids learn how to, or students learn how to estimate the prices and all from the insurance adjuster. So the program goes through and click it, and they'll learn how to do that, from the computer. And then I'm looking at these helmets right here. I thought this was a motorcycle helmet, but look how cool it is. This is their welding stuff they have, and then, when they do classroom work, they go over everywhere, the automotive collision technology technician, okay? And look, I feel at home now because I'm bored. I want to put some pictures of fish up here. But anyway, the stuff they learn, one thing I looked at, well, here's the sanded surface now is a mechanical bond. On sanded surface, you have that chemical bond. So, this is sort of complicated stuff. You can't learn it in like 3 days and go fix a car. So this program, I'm impressed with this program here. It's just a special program to me. I've been around this a long time. It gets sort of more complicated each time. You get more simpler with the computers and all. But one thing, there's a big market out there. Okay, welcome back. Let's take a look at our fishing game times today, brought to us by Blue Water Outriggers down in Port St. Joe. We're looking at 9:26 to 11:26 this morning, and tonight 9:49 to 11:49. And don't forget now, what I'm thinking of it, we got to we got to help our buddy Scott Lindsay find one of those blue healers somewhere around here that's not going to cost $4,000. So let's help a friend out. Got a tournament coming up. I got a call, I got a text here here it is. This is cool. Guy Ward is putting this on. This is the first annual Smoker King of the Pier and the Yak Tournament. It's going to be a month-long tournament, $50 to enter. They give all the money back to the fishermen. And, this is really cool. And they got prizes, like $500 worth of prizes. So the phone number is there at the bottom. Let's see, 235-0775. And it's also on Facebook at Seaworth the Bait. But anyway, glad to see the pier tournaments coming back. We used to have a lot of those, and appreciate Guy putting that on. We'll keep you posted on how's it going and who's in first place and all. But October, we're talking about what a great month October is, and I know a lot of y'all may want to enter that. Okay, now on tomorrow's show, what I'm thinking of it, we're going to have Billy Grantham come on. Billy, I'm going to let him do the show by himself. Billy's got a good following of folks. In fact, I told Billy I'm getting jealous of him because when he comes on, he'll get about 400 views on YouTube, and I'm not jealous. I'm just tickled to death he's doing it. And I told him I'm going to have to give him a nickname because he is such a unique person. And he knows so much about the outdoors up in that area. I think I'm going to call him Billy the Real Deal Grantham, because what you see is what you get. So he'll be on tomorrow. Now, what he's going to do is going to update us on the dove hunt. Well, he went this past weekend. How everything did, and he's going to talk about the dove fields, like with the pool of peanuts, and the fields should be open. Also, going to get the inside on duck hunting in Lake Seminole, because he's right there, right in by Lake Seminole. He's out of Appalachia area, and then people coming in and out all the time. He's one of these guys on top of everything in that area. So I'm tickled to have him part of our Panhandle Outdoors team. I love having him on the show. Love talking to him on a regular basis, and he keeps us posted. And so Billy the Real Deal Grantham will be with us tomorrow. He'll be doing the show tomorrow. So look forward to that. Okay, I'm going to wrap it up. We got a big week, all kinds of things coming on. We got a full moon, don't forget, Wednesday night. So be aware of that if you're outdoors. Always do something good for your fellow man each and every day. Enjoy the great outdoors, and God bless.
Thanks for watching America's only daily outdoor TV show, Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester, featuring hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.